another evening's worth of work. By evening, I mean from about 7:30 at night to 9 p.m. it is currently. I started with these 3 studs already being in, and the silk plate and the top plate being in. And then I cut the rest of these studs to length. I have to do each one individually because the floors are not level. And the trusses actually have a little bit of a curvature to them too. But that's by design. It's maybe like an 1/8 or 1/4 inch over the whole span, and that's so that when they're loaded, they're pressed down flat. And that one might actually be flat. I'm not sure. I did not take any sort of line to it. And then I have another reason for doing this wall, besides it not being plumb or straight, is this support post in the middle, which is original to the wall. And that would just be ugly. A big reason why I want to do this wall is to do YouTube videos. I need a backdrop. And if I can do this one wall nicely, then I'll have at least one good backdrop to shoot against, even if the rest of them are incomplete. So that's why I'm doing it. And these outlet boxes, I'm 3 studs short. I don't know how I messed that up. So I need to get 3 more to finish it and mount another box down at the end. But I'm going to do like alternating phases of 120 volt circuit. And then this box here is going to be my 240 volt circuit. Just 20 amp, which is sufficient for anything that's in a workshop, or at least a woodworking shop that I would be using this for. Anything else of note? Well, yeah, I just turned this stud instead of trying to rip one down. And then I put this block back here to give it a little bit of extra strength. And then this stud was severely bent, so I have this little block screwed in to just keep it straight until I get the rest of the plywood on, and then it'll be fine. But now I have to wire this and put in those rest of the studs. I never did talk about the sheathing material that I decided to use on this. And that's this stuff. Let me just move this extra 2x. Okay. And this is, I think it's ACX. It's sanded plywood. So these are like pretty good for paint. Well, this is the good side. This side is actually like a, I'd almost call that a B grade. This plywood is in A, B, C, D grade. You know, CDX is sheathing, so it's C grade on one side, D grade on the other, and that's what normally is sheathed in a house. With this A, I don't know if A is sanded, but it's a good quality plywood, at least on one face. And it's only 1/2 inch. I could have gone thicker, but really that's just unneeded expense. I'm doing 16 on center walls already. So that should be plenty of support for anything that I'd want to put on the wall. I guess as an added benefit, this is almost like a stagger stud installation, which is a term used for insulation and sound deadening, that this wall doesn't physically touch the wall behind it. So there's a gap. Yeah, there we go. There's a gap between all the studs in the wall. So any sound vibrations in this wall don't contact that wall, which is also important for videography because right here is the condenser unit for my mini split. And when it's running, you can definitely hear it just vibrating the wall a little bit. Ooh, I keep knocking into everything. Not that that's really a huge help because I live next to a highway, but whatever. I'm just using faced insulation. I hate the idea of polyethylene because then any moisture that gets in here is trapped. And this is like sort of an unconventional wall, so I don't want to trap any moisture. And really there shouldn't be any moisture, or much moisture getting in there to begin with, because this is going to be a conditioned space. So there's that. Plus it seems like every time there was, if you use polyethylene and you cut out for the the sockets, the electrical boxes, and the bottom and the top, you never get it perfectly airtight, and most of your moisture conveyance is actually through air leaks, not diffusion through the surface. So that's another reason that polyethylene is kind of just stupid and useless. Because I'm sure this wall, even though I somewhat sealed it up, is still going to leak pretty good. But there's nothing I can do about it. Okay. Is my hair bad? Is my voice a little bit rough? Yeah. So, see ya. Have fun. Good night.